That looks almost like perfect. So
Okay.
you're going to tell me about the time you were on the streets of Chico.
Okay. I was there on and off, in and out of jail and on the streets for about a year. And it was the hardest life I'd ever lived. It's really hard for a woman to be homeless in Chico. I was unable to go into any of the shelters because I was on heroin really bad. And I found out really quickly where to stay and where not to stay. I was sexually assaulted in downtown Chico, and some pretty close encounters in Bidwell Park. It's just not a place to be after dark, actually in the daytime even. People find out real quick that you're alone, you know. So what I did is I hooked up with a drug dealer who was homeless too, but on a bicycle, and he stole me a bike, and I stuck with him everywhere, and then I was safer like that. When either him or myself was in jail, I'd stay behind Food Max over there because there's a couple camps back there of people that are really loving. They're not strung out. They drink, but they're not drug addicted, and they watched out for people like me. And there was always an open bottle, you know, and they'd always be willing to drink with me or feed me or whatever. There was a couple people that I stayed with out on off the Esplanade, and I would just steal food every day from the stores, and as long as I brought food back, everybody was cool there. But then there was, you know, it's just life on the streets. I was totally losing my will to live while I was on the streets. In fact, the last time I was in jail, when I was loaded, I begged them not to release me. They kept picking me up and then releasing me for whatever, you know, reason.
Yeah,
And I begged them not to let me. I said I had nowhere to go. I had been arrested with no shoes on. It was evening already, and I begged them. I said I didn't have anywhere to go. I didn't want to go. I'd rather have stayed in jail because at least I was eating and sleeping. And I remember all the girls from the pod like embraced me and said, "Just get into a program. Just go to a program." And I said, "I don't even know where a program is. You know, I just didn't know where to go." And so I got my bus ticket from jail and got right off downtown Chico and just did what I knew how to do.
And how long did it take you to get hooked up with the Hope Center here?
When I went into a ministry down here, the very last time I got out of jail, I went to a Carla May's ministry. She took me in that day with nothing, and for this Hope Center is one of their resources. When girls come in with no clothes or whatever,
Right.
they brought me here, and that was my first introduction to the Hope Center. As I got to pick out a whole outfit of clothes, or a couple outfits, a wardrobe of clothes. I got shoes. I got a jacket. And it was just it was a cool place. I knew it. I knew then that I would be coming back here. I just knew it. It was like something I wanted to be a part of. Yeah. And then I waited until I got out of that ministry. And like I said, that first week I was out, I came here for lunch because I didn't have any food. And I knew that they served here, and I came here for lunch, and I ran into Maria, who is a big part of this place.
Wonderful.
Yes. And she just kept on me, "Sister, are you going to come donate your time?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm going to." And I came back the next day, and I've been here ever since.
Now, did the Carla's ministry?
Carla Mays.
Carla Mays, did she take you in, get you off the street?
Oh, yes. Yes, she did. Yes, praise God for Carla May's ministry because, yeah, I had nowhere to go. It was Halloween. I knew that I was going back to, I didn't have any money. And I said that I was going to get a check in like 6 days. And she said, "Do you have a place to stay tonight?" And I said, "I'll figure it out." And she said, "No, you're going to stay tonight."
What would you say to the women in Chico that might hear this? What would you suggest that they do as far as getting help for heroin or meth addiction?
What worked for me was to get out of Chico. I know it's so hard to. I couldn't get clean on the streets of Chico. I just tried to get 3 days clean so I could stay at the shelter there, and I couldn't do it.
There's too many drugs?
Too many drugs and too much. There's too much pain on the streets for a woman in Chico. In order to survive, you have to do whatever you have to do. And the pain was overwhelming. I just kept using and drinking. But there like Carla May's ministry. I don't know if I'm even allowed to say that, but that's where my life started to change. Yeah, like the trouble that I'd have downtown is because there was people that were homeless because that was the lifestyle that they chose because they wanted to, rob and steal and drug addiction, and it was just easier to live in that part of society. Tons of violence, tons and tons of violence like I'd never seen before. Here is it's different here.
Yeah,
it's different.
The whole demographics of the city in general are different.
Yeah, it's just different. In fact, I have never felt so safe. I walk around the streets because I'm on foot right now, and I have been for the last year. I see the people that we serve everywhere, and I know that they're watching out for me, and that's a really good feeling.
It is a really good feeling.
Yeah.